Alright guys, so before I get into the trick, you guys probably all noticed that new cool intro I have. So it was sent to me by a fan of mine. His YouTube channel name is Bamo Arts. I'll put a link up on the screen here where you can go ahead and check him out. Be sure to check him out. And so basically he just sent that intro to me, and he asked me if I could use it in one of my videos, and I actually really liked it, so I put one of my songs to it. And it's really cool, so I just want your guys' opinion on it. If you like this new intro, if you like the old one, just be sure to tell me what you guys like or not. And without further ado, let's get into this really cool trick. Alright guys, so today I have a really cool trick to show you guys. So this is basically what it looks like. So we have the deck of cards here. All the cards can be completely shuffled. I can give the deck to the spectator if I wanted to, and they can completely just mix up the deck and shuffle it as much as they want. But basically, you can just see that all the cards here are completely mixed up and random, alright? So, basically, I'm gonna have the spectator go ahead and call out stop whenever they want. So let's say they said stop right over here. And we're gonna give them their card, and I'm not going to look at it, alright? So, this is going to be the card. Hopefully you can see that, alright? So, I'm gonna set it down just like this, and I can give it to the spectator. They can totally hold on to it for the entire trick. So, now, I'm gonna be explaining something to you using cards, because it's kind of like a weird thing to explain. So I'm just gonna see if I can try and find a good card to use. Alright, let's see. So over here, okay, I have a good card to use. So we have the 8 of Hearts, for example. So there's a thing with cards called soulmates. So basically, for example, the soulmate to the 8 of Hearts would be the 8 of Diamonds, because it has the same value and also the same color, but it is a different suit because the hearts and the diamonds go together and the clubs and the spades go together. So basically for the 8 of Hearts it would be the 8 of Diamonds, and then you can guess what other cards would be. So in your case, your card is the Queen of Hearts. So all we have to do to find the soulmate is we just line up these two cards together. You just rub them together back and forth, and all you have to do is just find the separation point, just like this. And what you can actually do is this. And you can find the soulmate to the Queen of Hearts, the Queen of Diamonds. And that's basically the trick, guys. So now for the tutorial. Alright guys, so here's going to be the tutorial for the trick you just saw. So pretty much, it's totally impromptu. You can give the deck to the spectator to shuffle up, so they can totally shuffle up the cards. And the first move, what you're going to do is you're going to peek at the top card. So in this case, the 4 of Hearts. But what you're going to do is you're going to let the spectator shuffle the cards, and then you're going to spread the cards out onto the table. So you're going to need to know how to spread out the cards, and you're going to be saying that all the cards are completely different. They're going to be looking at the middle of the deck, but you are going to be looking at the top card. In this case, the 4 of Hearts. So just remember the 4 of Hearts, and just keep that card in mind. So now you can square up the cards, and you can keep shuffling the cards. You could do a fake shuffle where you keep the card on top as you overhand shuffle the rest. You can just retain it with your fingers. But basically just keep that card on top that you're remembering. So now what's going to happen is you're going to do a Riffle Force. So you're going to hold the cards in biddle grip, just like so, with your thumb on the bottom and your 3 fingers on top. You're going to take your index finger, swing cut about half the cards, just like this, into your other hand, and hold them in your other hand like this. Your pinky is going to go down onto the deck as you take the other half and place it down to keep a pinky break. So now you're going to kind of take your hand over here and cover this little gap here. And also it's just kind of secure. It holds the deck secure. You're going to be holding that pinky break, and you're going to be doing a Riffle Force, which is basically riffling down the corner of the deck, and wherever they say stop, you're just going to break it at the pinky break. So you're basically forcing them to pick the 4 of Hearts. So you're going to do a Riffle Force, and wherever they say stop, you're going to just break the cards at the break and give them the card, just like this. And then the deck can just go back to normal like this. You don't need to hold any breaks or anything. And you don't really need to look at this card because you're going to make it look like you don't know what the card is anyway. Even though you already do, but you're going to make it look like you don't know it. So you're just going to show the spectators it like this. You're not going to peek at it or anything because you actually already know what the card is. And you can let the spectator actually hold on to the card for the rest of the trick. You're basically going to go up to the spectator and explain what soulmates are. But what you're going to be doing is acting like you're going through the deck to find a card that would be a good explanation for soulmates. All you're doing is looking for the soulmate of their card. So in this case, the 4 of Hearts, you just need to remember what that card is. So as you look for the deck, you're going to be, okay, looking for the 4 of diamonds. So I'm looking through the deck for the 4 of diamonds right there. So once I find it, I can just kind of keep my finger on it so I can remember where it is. I can spread a little bit farther and just keep it in my sight. And whenever I'm done, I'm just going to cut it to the top. So I'm going to take all the cards to the left of the 4 of diamonds and move them to the bottom. So what that just did is moved the soulmate to the card on top. So now you basically say like, okay, so I found a card to explain it with. You can kind of take this card off and gesture to them. And as you gesture, you're actually going to push off the top card, take your middle finger, lift up, and kind of pull back to catch a pinky break under the top card. So gesture, and you can kind of lower your wrist a little bit if you want to push off the card, catch a pinky break. That was obviously exaggerated. At performance speed, it would look something like this. There, I'm already done. I have a pinky break, so I just kind of go boom, push off a little bit, kind of lift it up, and then readjust to catch a pinky break, just like this. You're going to put the card back, and do not show them this card, because this is actually the soulmate. So put it back on top, and you're holding a pinky break, and you're going to do a double lift. So you're basically just going to push off 2 cards and flip them over. I just know how to do it, where you can kind of use your fingers here to kind of lever the card with your thumb so that it kind of stays squared up. Then you can kind of flip them over both just like this. So it looks like it's 1 card, but it's actually 2 cards. Basically, you're going to explain what soulmates are. A card with the same value and color, but with different suits, and you explain clubs and spades go together, hearts and diamonds go together. And then you point to the card, and you're going to flip the double over. So you're going to take both of the cards, you're going to flip them over just like this, take the card, and you can kind of use the card to point at their selection, which is either on the table or in their hands. And you can ask for the card back if they're holding onto it. And so you say, in this case, we have the 4 of hearts. Don't flip this card over yet, but you're just going to kind of leave it here with the cards face to face, just like this. And then you're going to line them up just like this. And now this entire ending part is just complete acting. So basically what I like to do is take my thumb and my fingers on the short edge, and then my thumb and my other fingers on the long edge, and then my 2 index fingers on either side of the middle of the cards. And then I just kind of push with my index fingers back and forth, and it kind of makes this popping sound, right? And you can kind of say, like, you can hear the ink bubbling or melting or like some baloney like that. But basically you just go like this, and then you can readjust your grip so that you go from here to match this hand. So you basically put it on the long edge as well, and then you're gonna put your index fingers on the middle, and you're gonna kind of take your thumbs and kind of just act like you're opening up a book. But you want to really drag this moment out, because you really want it to look like you're kind of like working with the cards, and you're kind of like trying to do something, which they have like no idea what you're doing anyway. But you're just kind of be like, and if we find the separation point, you can just kind of like rub your thumb back and forth on the side. So basically just move your fingers from the edges of the card to the actual middle and center of the 2 cards. And then you're going to use your thumbs here to just kind of open them up like a book. And do it kind of slow, but you're going to hear that sort of like popping sound. And that's like a really nice just sound to hear when you go like this. It just sounds really cool. And also it looks amazing. It looks like the paint just totally melted off the card, and you have now found the soulmate to their selection. So that's pretty much the trick, guys. So hopefully you guys like this trick, and see you guys for my next video. Bye.